Welcome to Canada's Gold. Cannata's Gold. This is the official companion show to fan-controlled football, the only real live sports league that gives the power to you, the fans. You make all the decisions. You make all the calls. I am Jeff, 2 N's, 1 T Cannata, and I am joined this week only by the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Josh Macuga. Hello, Josh.
Jeffrey, it's a pleasure all on this side of the table, my friend. I'm up here helping my mom move into a new little apartment up here by my brother in Northern California. So I'm in like a makeshift. I'm like kind of like you, right? Everything's kind of like a makeshift situation right now. I got a laptop on a bed. I'm sitting on like a toddler's chair just to get the height, you know.
Yeah. We are officially the asylum's run, or the inmates running the asylum.
Yes,
didn't even get that right. The inmates running the asylum because we are without adult supervision. It's a couple of bearded Italian guys without Patrick Dees and the Commissioner Ray Austin to oversee us, to keep us reined in. We're liable to do anything this week.
Really and truly. I mean, Dees last second had to attend to something. He didn't even give us an excuse. He was like, guys, can't be on the show like that. But that's what you do when you're the founder of the league. You can do that. Roger Goodell doesn't have to explain to the people at NFL Network why he couldn't appear on the show.
He's got bigger fish. Dees has got bigger fish to deal with than you and me, you know?
And then the Commissioner, Ray Austin, seems to be on some sort of television program or something. And he said he may chime in, but knowing Ray, he's like, I got to find a hot spot, which if Ray doesn't actually live in a hot spot, so him actually finding a hot spot, slim to none chances here, Jeffrey.
And he's busy building his media empire.
That's true.
We are only one tiny branch on the tree that is the Ray Austin career empire building media machine.
Have you started taking over the Denver metropolitan area yet? Like,
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Today, all of my stuff arrived.
It did.
It did. It's 7 a.m. Two enormous trucks arrived, and the guys just left. It has been many hours. I don't even know math of how many hours it's been. Many hours of, I don't know. We got a bigger house here in Denver, and yet all of the stuff from my smaller house somehow does not fit. How is that possible?
Dude, we moved from a 2-bedroom apartment and we have like less space in a 3-bedroom house. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I think our stuff expanded in transit. I don't like the boxes multiplied. We were putting stuff in the kitchen, putting it away, which is a nightmare process. There's nothing fun about putting stuff away in the kitchen. And my mom, who's in town helping out, kept saying there's like 7 more boxes with the letter K on them for kitchen in the outside. And she was right. The kitchen was done being filled up, and there were 7 more boxes of kitchen stuff. I don't know how that's possible.
Dude, when we moved into our house, I'm telling you, we had my mom, same thing. She came to help. She's like, you have 7 of this spatula. I was like, yeah, but one is a Star Wars one, and one is not a Star Wars one. So you got to keep both of those spatulas just in case. It is a process, because logistically, in planning out a kitchen, you know the most important things: where does the silverware go, where do the plates and where do the cups go? Everything else can, but if they're not at ready access, you start always looking around for where it is.
Dude, I'm maniacal about this. Anytime I move into a new place, I stand in the kitchen and I go, all right, if I want a cup, where do I immediately, where am I heading? Where's my instinct to go? I want it to be as intuitive as possible, you know? So it's very important to me. So I was kind of in charge of like figuring out where everything goes, but then it got to a point where there's just more things than space. And I don't know how that's possible, because we moved to, again, a place with a bigger kitchen. It seems physically impossible, but so there we are.
Here's the question I think noobs would like to know. Do you feel like the air is a bit thinner there in Denver?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, going upstairs the first few days, it was like, you just sit down for a second. My kids, who are 3 and 5,
Yeah.
They've never had stairs before in the house in
Oh.
any place they've lived. So stairs are the greatest thing in the world. And my daughter has already figured out how to like lay on her stomach backwards and just zoom down the stairs, down the carpeted stairs.
That's how I have this scar, Jeffrey. Right, this one, right? You can see it on the side. You see that one? You see that? Yeah. That's from sliding down the stairwells backward. Our first house, straight into the door jamb of the front door.
That hurts. It hurts me to hear it.
Yeah. Watch your kids, because if they're anything like Josh Macuga, scars aplenty shall follow. Yeah.
Well. Yes, but the point I was making was that they would chase me, Daddy, chase me, and running around the house, and then they boom up the stairs. I'm like, I'm not. The end of Chase. Chase has just ended.
Chase done.
Do you know how thin the air is here? I'm not going up those stairs.
That's awesome.
I'm not going up those stairs.
We've got a pretty packed show today. I just want to hit a couple. Listen, the chat starts out hot. Yeah. And I want to make sure that we get to some of these. It's good to see our usuals. Rick T Podcast, Chicken in Porto. I've never seen this name in here before, but I want to give him a shout out. Old Greg 007 says, somebody get me a job with FCF. Greg, pitch us your resume in 3 chats. What is it you do here? Okay. Yeah. In the famous line of one of the greatest movies ever made, Office Space, what is it that you do here? Because this is the fan-controlled football show, the FCF show. It's a fan-controlled football. And if you are a fan of the program, or if you're a fan of the league, you should pitch me on, or us on, why you deserve to be in the league. Listen, players show us their talent on the field, in a combine. You, the commenter, what is it that you do that would make you worthy of FCF employment?
This is cool. This could be a recurring segment. What do you do? What do you do? We'd love to see it. Also, if you have ideas over the course of this here stream of what this show should be called next week, you get to decide what the show is called. We are fan controlled, which means you get to decide, you control. Last week, you decided that we were going to be called Canada's Gold. And while that seems wildly irrelevant now, a mere days after the Olympics are over, we've just completely forgotten them.
I know.
And yet you've decided, so that's what we're going with. So you get to decide what we're called next week, and we'd love to hear your suggestions. We will put up a poll at the end of the stream, and you will be able to vote, and your vote decides what we are called. But as you mentioned, Josh, we have a jam-packed show. We're going to have more trivia. You are the master of the trivia. It's been so much fun, and we have awesome guests. We do have a player. We have a super fan. We got whatever you want, we got it this week, unless you want Patrick Dees or Ray Austin, and then we do not have that.
we do not have that. We do have a great name in the chat here. We've got Greg Mescal's side piece, and it just says, I have a very special job. Okay.
Amazing.
Okay. Well done. That wins name of the day. 100%. Because guess what? Josh Macuga and Jeff Cannata, we don't have a chat name called Jeff Cannata's side piece. Right? We don't have a Josh Macuga's side piece, but Greg Mescal gets a side piece.
Man, I get it. With a voice like that, you got. Yeah, I'm sure you got side piece
for days
at every port. What do they say?
They say, Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be.
Yeah.
But my love, my life, my lady is the sea. Do it.
Did we talk? I mean, I know we have things we can actually talk about with FCF, which is cool. Sure. And I want to get to that. And we have guests. But did we ever talk, other than on a few texts, about me discovering the Sirius XM radio station Yacht Rock?
Well, I feel like when you told me you discovered Yacht Rock, I was disappointed because of how many times I bring up Yacht Rock in casual conversations.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that I was unaware of the genre of Yacht Rock. I was unaware there was a Sirius XM station dedicated to that genre. I had no idea that you could program 24/7 in just that genre. I felt like it's a pretty narrow subgenre as far as my I had thought.
But here's the thing, Jeff, is and Esco_WDB guys, next season when next season has not been announced yet. It will be announced very, very soon. I'm being told like within weeks, like one, maybe even 2 weeks. So we will get to that. But hang out with us. They're not
going to let these two yokels announce the new season. Although we wanted to. We wanted to this week. We asked, but they're not letting us.
No. But see, here's the thing, Jeff, with yacht rock, and what would you want to listen to on a yacht, and what are your feelings on a yacht? Does it matter how many times you hear Ambrosia? Does it matter how many times you hear the same song by Hall & Oates or Christopher Cross? When you're on a yacht, all the music blends together because the happiness overwhelms you.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's great. That Sirius XM radio station, it's got a like interstitials of a guy who's like, here on the yacht, it's so great. It's really fun. And I was going to ask you what your prototypical yacht rock song is, but it sounds like you just name dropped 3 artists that you would put. For me, the prototypical, the one, if I think of yacht rock, the one song that comes to mind is Sailing by Christopher Cross.
Well, you would be correct in saying that. If we're looking at the, like the godfather of yacht rock, it's Christopher Cross, right? Yeah. And then the family tree goes down, right? So you've got like Sonny, Fredo, and Michael Corleone, right? So if the godfather is Christopher Cross, you've got Michael McDonald, Kenny Loggins,
Ooh,
okay?
Yes.
And then possible together, Daryl Hall, John Oates. Okay, those are your understudies. Yeah. And then from the branch from Michael McDonald, because solo not, Michael McDonald branches into Doobie Brothers, Ambrosia, Philip Bailey, that kind of stuff. And then over on the Hall & Oates side, you've got George Benson, maybe a little more funky, right? And then in the middle line, you would probably call your Fredo, right? Your Kenny Loggins then pops down into your more like rocky yacht rock, because Kenny Loggins does have a bit of a rock to him. He's a little more like, a little more of that. So you're gonna pop down into your Looking Glass, your Brandy, She's a Fine Girl, something you can go, you can dance like to.
Some Boston in there. Yeah,
why not?
Yeah, you know what song?
Steely Dan, Astrophysical _anomalies. So Steely Dan,
Steely Dan,
100% up there.
You know what song I heard on that station as I was listening to it that I hadn't heard since I was a little kid, and I was like, this song is incredible. I want to just quote it in my normal life. It is completely overlooked. It was a massive hit, and yet no one talks about it, and it still holds up. It's phenomenal. Magic by Olivia Newton-John.
She is probably maybe one of 3 yacht rock queens.
Yeah.
Like you could put up that she could take the you got Olivia Newton-John, you've got Stevie Nicks, even like with or without, Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
And then, you might be able to throw in, man, it's kind of tough, but you could throw in Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine. You could throw them in there because that's your your Miami, your flavored yacht rock, if you will, a little more upbeat. Because
man, I gotta say, gotta believe we are magic. Nothing can stand in our way. That is amazing. That's an amazing line. We have to believe that we are magic. That's a profound line. Like,
yes,
there's so much. There's so much to make us think that we can't. Like, there's so much pessimism out there, but we have to believe that we are magic and nothing can stand in our way. Oh, I love that song. Anyway.
Most people will, when they hear Olivia Newton-John, will go straight to Grease. And everybody's like, wait, did I turn into a football show or a yacht rock show? And I'm like, listen, let me talk about Olivia Newton-John.
Why do they have to be different? Why do they have to be 2 different things?
Exactly. Is Olivia Newton-John comes in, she's Grease, she's all this stuff. As soon as she releases Magic, they were like, she did it. She did it. She created one of the world's most perfect songs. Because on the other side of Magic, Steve Miller's Abracadabra may have ruined the band. Okay. Olivia Newton-John, on the other hand, was you have to believe we are magic. Nothing can stand in the way.
This is what happens when you don't show up, Ray Austin and Patrick Dees.
This is what happens.
This is it. We got to believe we are magic. Okay. All right. Let's get to some announcements because we do have a few FCF-centric announcements. New episode of The Rant with Grant came out this week. You know Grant from this very show. You know he can rant. You should be watching The Rant with Grant. It came out this week. I did not see it, though. Do you know what he was ranting about by any chance?
I have yet to watch it because, Grant's rants I need to be in a special kind of state of mind to watch a rant.
You just can't.
And this, I just can't not do that right now. And you know, I have been in a bit of a rough mental headspace the last week and a half or so, and I needed to stay positive. Jeff, I needed to believe that we are magic and nothing can stand in our way.
Nothing can stand in our way. Yeah, yeah. I hear that.
So, you know, I haven't watched it, but listen, the guy is kind of a rant genius, right? He is, and
he's a rant savant.
Oh, we are on fire today. And when I say we, I mean you. Yes. So good. That Colorado air may be thin, Jeff, but it is expanding your mind.
Ooh, I can pass out at any moment. All right. Also, announcement in the FCF world. There will be a new episode of Owned and Operated on Monday. So this is for fans. This is your behind the scenes look at what's going on. And it's coming out on Monday. So check the socials for that. Check the YouTube channel for FCF. Owned and Operated, new episode coming Monday.
Those things are fantastic. Those episodes are great. Owned and Operated is. Did you happen to see Renee Montgomery on that new Bob Costas talk show on Showtime, I think? Like, you know, when you put an announcer in a talk show set, it kind of feels like they're forcing it just a touch. You okay there, Jeff?
You know what? I just realized I did not plug in my camera and it's about to die.
Oh, so, no.
You know what? I'm going to put it
here. I'm just going to go on a Josh rant now. Listen, what most of you may or may not know is that Jeff somehow was blessed with great hair. Josh Macuga was not. And there he is. He's back.
Nearly averted catastrophe.
Nearly. Esco_WDB says, guys, speaking about the league, will it be possible you guys can make a team of players that are good but didn't make the impression to stay in a team named the Underdog? Everyone loves that story. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Are we talking?
I think he's talking like a Bad News Bears type of situation, or like a major league where it's a bunch of players that really shouldn't even be here today. You know,
is that a good idea? I mean, here's the thing. That is a pretty fun idea. So the players that don't get drafted get thrown into the Underdogs, and the Underdogs play the team that wins, one of the teams that wins that week, to see if that team is better than a winning team with the draftees. I mean, there is a thought to that, because I've been thinking, right? So speaking of like football, right? We got NFL's coming up in a couple weeks. The Steelers play first game, September 12th. And we're against the Bills, which doesn't get me too excited because the Bills are pretty good this year.
Pretty good this year. Yeah, they should be at least.
So now we have 17 games in a season, which I hate. I hate the fact that we're going to 17 games. I don't want an odd number of games. So what I think they should do is just keep it 16 games and make so 16 teams make the playoffs, 16 teams don't. And then those 16 teams that don't, if the owners are looking for more games to play to make more money, those teams that didn't make the playoffs then play for the draft picks. So let's just say
it's like a loser's bracket.
Correct. So teams 1 and 2, right? Let's just say next year the two worst teams in the league are the San Francisco 49ers and the Oakland Raiders. Okay, let's just put those. Okay. So you put those two teams against each other. The winner gets number 1 pick, the loser gets number 2 pick. Do that with 3 and 4. So you get an extra game for all those teams that haven't been playing for squat for the last 5 or 6 weeks, but they are trying to play into some sort of hierarchy for those draft picks.
I think it's a cool idea. It's just, do people want to watch all the worst teams play each other?
Jeff, people will ingest football at any level, doing anything. Right?
It's true. It's true. If it's on and it's the NFL, people will watch it. And that's how it's gonna be with FCF, because we got this. We're gonna have must-watch football as soon as 2.0 gets around, because we had must-watch football in season
all season long.
Yeah.
My little nephew watched it and he was like, "This is so much more fun than regular football."
Well, you get to control it.
Yeah.
I have another really cool announcement. Speaking of the NFL and FCF and the overlap therein, Jeremiah Potassi, Travis Toivonen,
the Trav Daddy,
both of them get this, made the 85-man rosters on Tuesday. Woo! That means you can watch them and their preseason games this weekend. Raiders versus Rams, Saturday at 7 p.m. Broncos versus Seahawks, which I guess you're going to watch the Broncos games now?
Yeah, that'll be your local team now, Jeffrey.
That's going to be my B team, I guess. My AFC team. Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time as well. So these games are opposite each other. Yes, Raiders and Rams, Broncos and Seahawks. You can see FCF's own Trav Daddy and Jeremiah Patasi. Man, how exciting. It feels to me like somebody from my high school is in the NFL. You know, it feels like 100%. It's like one of my people I get to root for.
Yeah.
So cool. So
having a whole league behind you as you're trying to do this. I've yet to watch Tuesday's Hard Knocks yet. Week one, the first week with it, because they're following the Cowboys. My guy, Micah Parsons from Penn State, was like a focus of episode 1.
Yeah.
Which is all, again, really, really cool. Like you said, it's when somebody like from your high school makes a team or something like that. You get so invested when somebody's from your college or your town or whatever. Now that they're from quote unquote our league, you have that vested interest. Like I was there when they did so and so. And if Toivonen, Trav Daddy, gets in the league, they're going to show the Hail Mary in the FCF on the NFL. Like they're going to show it.
How cool is that?
Yes, totally.
It really, I think it highlights what makes FCF so special, at least for season 1, is that I felt like I had a closer relationship with the players because they were being drafted every week, and it didn't feel like, it felt like this people playing for the love. We had so many of them on this show that we got to talk to. It just felt like the barrier between fan and player was removed, and I think that's part of the thesis, the goal of FCF. And it really worked. And seeing them now transition into the NFL, some of these players, it feels like I still have that barrier down. And now I have this sort of window into the NFL in a way maybe I have never had before, which is cool too.
I think, my brother, who again watched pretty much every game and was very interested in the league, because he works for EA, and so Madden in real life, seeing what that looks like. The people that work at EA were very intrigued, I think, by the league. He asked me, he said, if in season 2, would you ever think of getting rid of the draft? And I said, absolutely not. I think at first, a lot of people were very either confused or maybe a little skeptical of the draft and drafting people every week. And, that franchise tag became more and more important. And I said that the beautiful part about that draft every week was seeing and knowing where and when to draft, learning the players. Without that draft, I don't think you get to know the players as well. Right. And I think that draft situation, if we can even expand on it, build on it, however you want it to look. But I think that draft is so important in getting to know the players, knowing their stats, where they should go, investing in the players so that each week who's on whose team. Because again, with so many moving parts, it can be a bit overwhelming. But if you simplify it down in that draft form, it really did work. And to hit on your point of like investing in players, that draft night really helped us invest in the players going forward. We had a hand in drafting them on our team, meaning we can then call plays for them. I think that's the beauty, that beautiful thing. You draft the Steelers draft 6-7 picks in a draft. You might remember the first 2. You don't know who the other 2 are until they maybe make a splashy play in the league. And like, oh, that was our draft pick, that guy. Right. But you don't know. Every week, if you were to have some sort of draft of open players, like in a fantasy league, you might be a little more invested to see what that person does. I don't know.
Well, speaking of investing in players, we're going to introduce you to another player we had in season 1. Linebacker Max Davis is going to join us right now. Hey, Max, welcome to the show.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Doing good to see you, man. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Good to see y'all too.
Hey, man, you were on the champion Wild Aces, the People's Champions, in that championship game. Can you tell us a little bit about what that experience was like in the first championship game of FCF ever?
Yeah, it was crazy. I knew it was going to be kind of crazy because the way that they had described it the night before, we were going through our walkthroughs and stuff. they were just saying, yeah, I mean, the losing team is going, they'll be taken care of, but the winning team, if you guys win, it's going to be crazy for you. So they kind of gave us like more incentive to go out there and win. But yeah, it was a crazy game. We were kind of getting, honestly, we were kind of getting it handed to us in the first half, and then we kind of came back in the second half. But it was a great night. It was a great night.
Yeah, and I'm imagining you were standing on the field when the money started falling from the sky.
Yeah, that was a crazy experience, and honestly, like, I don't know, we kind of all thought it was just regular confetti, and then I just remember I was standing right next to Putu, Joseph Putu, and he was like, "Nah, man, that smells like money." And then you look up, and everybody just ran. So
I love it.
It's crazy.
Smells like crazy. Money,
dude. I love it. Max, when did you know you were good at football? Like, what was there? You know what I mean? You're a young kid. Somebody comes up to you, like maybe a hit or a catch or something. Because when you're playing youth football, an athlete yourself, like you were probably the stud amongst all the people that you played with.
To be honest, I actually I didn't play football really till like I was in late middle school. Okay. I didn't really start playing till about 7th, 8th grade. Okay. I actually was a soccer player. I played soccer for like 10 years before I even touched the football. So, but honestly, as soon as I first started playing, it was I fell in love with it. I'm naturally kind of an aggressive guy in between the lines, obviously. Yeah. And it was just I just kind of love at first sight, being able to hit and being able to just the camaraderie, with all the guys in the locker room at even at that young of an age, it was just there's nothing like it. So
let me ask you this.
Real
quick. Let me ask you this. So you said you played soccer all grown up for 10 years.
Okay? Yeah.
My friends and I have this discussion all the time. Do you think if the United States fielded our best athletes on a soccer field, we would be unstoppable worldwide in soccer? Do you think that would be the case?
Soccer is kind of tricky because it takes a lot of skill, a lot of practice, and unfortunately, with the U.S., we're so invested in sports like football and baseball and basketball. We're extremely talented in that aspect, but when it comes to soccer, you got kids that are coming out the womb with a soccer ball in their hand in other countries around the world. So I don't know about that. I think athletically, if you gave us enough time, probably, honestly.
Okay.
It's crazy, right?
We definitely have the advantage.
I feel like every kid at like 6, 7, 8 plays soccer. Yeah. I did, but then there's this weird disconnect, right? Because like every kid plays it, in America, but then we don't transition to the professional level, as much. But everybody, at some point, kids stop dreaming about being soccer players and they start dreaming about being football players and baseball players and basketball players.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think because to go back to your other question, though, I transitioned from soccer to football just because I liked that feeling of like being with the dudes in the locker room and you know what I'm saying, just the camaraderie on and off the field. Yeah. There's so much invested week to week, the hitting and training camp and all that stuff. Just I felt like, the adversity you go through with all those other dudes, it's like, man, there's nothing like it when you get a win in the sport of football. So that's why, honestly, like I liked football and going through high school, it just became really, really natural to me. And then, as I'd probably say my junior year, that's when I started getting like all state recognition and then senior year just kind of took off from there. So,
Did you gravitate toward defense right away? You said you're a physical guy. I imagine being a linebacker felt natural, but did you gravitate that way right away?
Yeah, I was one of those kids that was just like, I was happy to kind of be on the field, obviously, when I was in middle school. And, you play all types of different positions when you kind of first start playing. But I would say, in high school, when as soon as we started padding up my freshman year, I was knocking dudes out left and right. So they were just like, this guy, he's probably going to be a linebacker. So, Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right.
And what have you been doing in the off season, man? What are you doing these days? Are you keeping up training regimen? How you holding up?
Yeah, so you know, I take pride in staying in great shape. I'm on the field probably 4 to 5 days a week.
Damn.
And I'm in the weight room probably 3 to 4 days on top of that. So obviously I stay in shape, and I'm also doing some personal training.
Right on.
Got my certification last year during the COVID time. And so I'm kind of in the midst of building my brand a little bit with that as well.
Right on.
Awesome.
But yeah, those two things really right now, they take up a lot of my time. So, but it's been good. It's been good. It's been a really good off season.
Are you in Indianapolis now?
Yes, I'm in Indy right now.
Awesome. Right on. Indianapolis is an underrated town.
It is. It is.
What's that? What's the area called up near Butler? It's like a bar area. It's got a weird name where like the bar.
Oh, you're talking about Broad Ripple.
Broad Ripple. There it
Broad
is.
Ripple. Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't been there. Obviously, I mean, honestly, I ain't been there in years.
Yeah.
I've not been there in years, but yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah. Had a few too many cocktails up on Broad Ripple, Max. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
What playing in the FCF? How would you compare it to other places, other leagues that you've played in? You know, it's a little different. I think the FCF, it's pretty. Coming from my perspective, I think it's a little catered toward the offense, which I think is a good thing, because in order to get fans involved, you got to kind of cater to the offense. They want to see points scored and stuff like that. So as a defensive guy, I didn't really like that. But, I mean, I understand that business is business. But honestly, I think for some positions, it's very, very different in terms of FCF than like NFL or CFL. For example, like, being a linebacker, there's pros and cons to being, the one single linebacker out there with all that space. You have a lot of responsibility, which is good because you get the opportunity to showcase yourself. But at the same time, there's a little bit of restriction in terms of what you can do compared to like the outdoor game to showcase like your athleticism and things like that. So, but I would say really for like skilled players, receivers, DBs, even quarterbacks, you know what I'm saying? Those players, it allows them to kind of showcase themselves. And if you can get free and open in a small enclosed environment like that, then you can most certainly do it outdoors. So, there's definitely some differences, but I mean, at the end of the day, ball is ball. So if you were, if let's just say in season 2, we let the fans call defensive plays, what would you think of that?
Oh man, that's a good question. I mean, honestly, it'd be cool. I think it'd be interesting for sure. I feel like a lot of these fans, they may get real aggressive and just start blitzing every single play. Yeah. Kill the quarterback. Yeah, but man, that would be cool. It'd be different, but it'd be cool.
What do you think the fans would have the most trouble with calling defensive plays besides the obvious, like call blitz everything? Is it like knowing, I guess, coverages, that kind of stuff? Like, what do you think would be the biggest hurdle for calling defensive plays?
Yeah, it would come down to calling coverages probably, but also, I mean, even more in depth to that is the personnel. I mean, if the fans don't understand that, if we had a draft and the skill players on the other team and the quarterback, there's certain coverages that aren't going to work well against certain personnel. So I think that would be probably the challenge that these fans would encounter.
As they say, it's a game of matchups, right?
Exactly.
Well, speaking of matchups, see how I did that? We got a
matchup.
We got a matchup for Max. We're gonna do a little trivia, and we have a certified FCF superfan joining us right now. McKenna has been waiting backstage. Welcome. Hey, McKenna.
Hello.
What's up, McKenna?
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
And she's got a Wild Aces shirt in the back there. Well done, McKenna.
Okay.
The Mac Attack, as she's being called in the chat.
The Mac Attack.
I like it. McKenna, you got a Wild Aces jersey on too, Jeffrey. Look at it.
What?
Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Baller.
She's repping.
She's repping. The world champs. Tell us a little bit about how you discovered FCF and what made you be an Aces fan. How did you get into the league?
So kind of funny, Greg Miller. I remember back when it was first announced, I was in high school and it was like, I was not into sports at all. And then when this year came around and I became friends with more people in the community and everything, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. So then I went all in. We held weekly watch-alongs for the games and the drafts, and like the atmosphere was so fantastic. It's like, all right, I'm learning football now. And yeah, it's I love it. I love everything about it.
Yeah,
that's amazing. And now you're sitting here with Max, who helped bring home the championship, the first People's Championship. Pretty awesome.
Hell yeah.
But
she's definitely repping.
Well, unfortunately, now you guys are going to have to become adversaries because we are going to start one of the patented Josh Macuga FCF trivia face-offs.
Okay.
Nice.
Here we go. So here's how this is going to work. The first person to 3 points is going to win. 3 questions correct, each question worth a point. I've also got some bonus Josh Brady style questions at the end. Some of them are real trivia. Some of them are based on my opinion. I'm also being told in the chat, McKenna, that you do cross stitch.
Oh yeah, that's a cross stitch right there.
That Wild Aces is a cross stitch?
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Is that like
Whoa!
Wow. That's wild.
That is
That
awesome.
was wild.
I thought cross stitch was like stitching, but then you never shut up about it, and you're always trying to tell people to try. You gotta try cross stitch.
Max. He's making a shot. He's taking a shot at CrossFit, which I don't know if Max. He's a personal trainer. He's obviously jacked. I don't know if Max does CrossFit. It kind of scares me, Max.
Yeah, CrossFit's it's a little different. But I got respect for anybody that does it. So
yeah.
When Max was saying that he's in the gym like 3 or 4 times a week, I was thinking you and me, we're only like 3 or 4 times a week short of that.
Exactly. I know. I've driven by gyms at least 3 or 4 times a week. I know I have. Okay. So here's how this is going to work. We're going to start with McKenna, the resident super fan, up against Max. Now, if you guys don't know the answer to the question, you can get 1 lifeline opportunity. Your lifeline is Jeff Cannata. Okay? So you can use Jeff. I
apologize in advance.
You can use him once. Once we've gotten to 3 points in the regular trivia, then we go into the Josh Brady round where anything can happen. Okay, here we go. We start with McKenna, the cross-stitch queen. Here we go. Question 1, McKenna. Which of the following is considered a seed, not a nut? Hazelnut, peanut, almond, cashew.
All right. I'm going to go with almond.
Almond is correct. Give her the points. Give her the points. Up hot, man. McKenna. She's going to have to cross stitch an almond all before the next question.
Until we took her window to the big window, and I did not realize how totally awesome her background is right now. Also. Very, very
Just
cool.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't see.
For real.
I was going to put I have the Wild Aces poster too, but I move into my apartment tomorrow. That's going up in there, but I promise I have it.
I don't see any Josh Macuga cross stitch back there, but you can work on that.
It's off camera.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. Max, your question.
All right.
What is the national summer sport of Canada? Is it lacrosse? Is it soccer? Is it roller hockey? Or is it sand curling?
Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna have to go with roller hockey because hockey's the winner.
Incorrect.
Oh, that's what I would have guessed too. I thought for sure it was roller hockey.
McKenna for the steal.
Lacrosse.
Lacrosse is correct.
Wow.
Wow, McKenna. Wow.
She's Canadian. She's Man.
Okay, Matt Batson says sand curling. Yeah, I made that one up. That was made up. I made up that sport.
I think we should start sand curling.
I think we should.
Really fun.
I don't think it would work too well.
Yeah, you brushing sand, not so good.
Okay, McKenna. This is for the clean sweep. Clean sweep.
Man.
All right. In which state did spam, the food, not the email, originate? Was it Hawaii, New Mexico, Minnesota, or Alaska?
Let's go with Hawaii.
Ooh, Hawaii, incorrect.
That's what I would have guessed too.
They love spam. They love spam there, but that's not where it was created. This is an eating history question. Max Davis, would you like to hear your options again?
No, I think I'm gonna choose probably between Alaska and Minnesota just because they're cold. I'm probably gonna say let's go with Minnesota.
Minnesota's the correct answer.
Whoa!
He's on the board.
Man.
Max Davis. Max Davis.
Man.
Up on.
I like the reasoning because it's cold. Because anyone who can actually go out and get some food would not eat that garbage.
Right. I definitely wouldn't for sure.
Spam is an acquired taste, and I have yet to acquire that taste. Okay.
My dad loved spam. Ugh, it's disgusting.
Here we go. Max Davis, your question. Which boxer fought against Muhammad Ali and won? Was it Reuben Hurricane Carter, Joe Frazier, George Foreman, or Sugar Ray Robinson?
Man, I should know this. Let's go with Foreman.
Ooh, Foreman is incorrect.
Oh, I thought that's what it was too.
McKenna.
Boy, I've gotten all these wrong.
McKenna. Foreman lost to Muhammad Ali in the Rumble in the Jungle. The old rope-a-dope.
That's what I was thinking of, Rumble in the Jungle too. Yeah.
Rope-a-dope.
Rope-a-dope.
Do not look at the chat. McKenna, your answer.
Can you please give the options to me again, please?
Yeah, I can. Reuben Hurricane Carter, Joe Frazier, or Sugar Ray Robinson?
Let's go with the first option, Hurricane Man.
Reuben Hurricane Carter, different weight division. He never even fought him. The correct answer was Joe Frazier.
Joe Frazier.
Joe Frazier.
Yeah.
Smoking Joe Frazier.
Man.
Okay.
Oh.
Still anybody's game. Still anybody's game.
Still 2-1. Still 2-1. But
you know, George Foreman did win in the grilling appliance category.
He did win in that.
He did.
He sure did.
He's still winning.
I use one of those things like twice a week, man. I love those things.
I could never get past the grease catching trap.
That's the best part about it, because that's how you know the grease isn't in your food.
Oh man,
right.
But it's also all over your countertop. All right, here we go. McKenna, this question is for you. How many seasons? Excuse me. I'm gonna go to another question. McKenna, which NFL team is the only team to have appeared in 4 consecutive Super Bowls? Is it the greatest team to ever play, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Buffalo Bills, the Green Bay Packers, or the St. Louis Rams?
Let's go with what was the third option again? I'm sorry.
The Green Bay Packers.
Let's go with the Packers.
The Packers is incorrect. Max Davis for the steal, the only NFL team to appear in 4 straight Super Bowls.
I'm going to have to say the Bills.
The Buffalo Bills went to 4 straight and lost all 4.
And lost all of them.
They lost all 4.
The Jim Kelly era.
Yep.
Jim Kelly from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Okay.
Am I correct in now saying it is 2-2?
It is 2-2.
Game point right now. The next point wins.
Hot. Okay, here we go.
Oh yeah. Pressure.
This goes to Max Davis. Max, Jeff Cannata and Josh Macuga met hosting a charity basketball game between what two celebrities? And you cannot use Jeff as your lifeline on this question.
I don't know.
Here we go. Is it Quavo and Floyd Mayweather? Was it Logan Paul and 2 Chainz? Was it 2 Chainz and DaBaby? Or was it Quavo and 2 Chainz?
I'm going to have to say, because these dudes were pretty good athletes themselves in the sport of basketball, I'd have to say Quavo and 2 Chainz.
Your winner, whoa! Max Davis takes it. Quavo and 2 Chainz is the answer.
Man, that's crazy.
Now I would be
from behind. Amazing.
Behind. There it is. Our ever so subtle Max wins.
I mean, that's reward enough just to get that text on the screen.
Now that's a good sight right there.
McKenna, because you're such an amazing cross stitcher, and I'd imagine a CrossFitter, I don't know, but you're clearly a SpongeBob. And I believe a Harry Potter fan, if I see correctly back there. Yeah. Now I did do some Josh Brady style questions. Now this, like last week, these are based on Jeff Cannata's opinion. Okay. Now I only got 5 out because I ran out of puns. And then we're going to go into a either or Jeff Daniels or Jeff Bridges category.
Ooh,
okay. So all Jeff all the time. All right.
So this is I'm voting, and then we're gonna find out if it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Correct. So I'm gonna give you a pun based on Jeff's name, and he's gonna hold like a thumbs up or a thumbs down off camera, and then he's gonna bring it in. He's gonna say yes or no to the pun, and you have to guess Jeff's answer. Okay. We're gonna start with McKenna, then we'll go to
give
Max.
You a hint right from the top. If it's a pun, chances are I'm going to like it.
All right. Here we go. McKenna. She lives on platform 9 3/4. Here we go. It's Iron Jeff. If you're a chef named Jeff, welcome to Kitchen Stadium.
Let's go. Yes, he likes it.
He didn't like it. Oh, no. Poor McKenna. Unbelievable. Okay. Over to Max Davis. Max. This show is called Only Jeff Turns. It's a NASCAR podcast hosted by Jeff Cannata and Jeff Gordon. Only Jeff Turns.
I'm going to say yeah.
Oh. Jeffrey? He didn't like it again. Unbelievable.
Only Jeff only left turns is what you're doing.
It's because NASCAR goes left. They all go left, Jeff.
That's on me. I didn't get it. I'm
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Right. Okay. Back to McKenna. Okay. Okay. Burn it in Jeffigy. It's like effigy, only with the Jeff twist.
Yes.
Yes. He likes that one. He likes it. He likes it. All right. Max Davis for the tie before we go into the Jeff Daniels, Jeff Bridges. Okay. It's my Jeff Foot. Jeff as a pretty decent left-handed soccer player. He doesn't like it.
I like that one.
Unbelievable. Okay, here we go. We're going to go into the Jeff Daniels, Jeff Bridges category. How this works is these are either IMDb credits for Jeff Daniels or is it an IMDb credit for Jeff Bridges? Okay. Here we go. We'll start with Max Davis. Max Davis. The movie Catalina Sea Lab. Jeff Daniels, Jeff Bridges.
I'm going to say Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels is correct. Give him the point.
Oh, wow.
Give him the point. McKenna, The House on Carroll Street.
Let's go Jeff Bridges.
Ooh, we're looking for Jeff Daniels. Okay. Max Davis, Radio Days.
I'm going to say Jeff Bridges.
Oh, it's Jeff Daniels.
Oh,
still 1-0.
Man.
Still 1-0. McKenna, Fearless.
Jeff Bridges.
Bridges is correct. It's all tied up 1-1. Max, Something Wild.
Jeff Bridges.
Oh, it's Jeff Daniels. Still tied 1-1. McKenna, Rain Without Thunder.
Jeff Bridges.
No, it's Jeff Daniels. Over to Max Davis, Wild Bill.
Jeff Daniels.
No, it's Jeff Bridges. Over to McKenna. Fat City.
Jeff Bridges.
Bridges, give her the point. 2-1. Max Davis. Welcome home, Roxy Carmichael.
Jeff Daniels.
Yo, it's tied up. McKenna for the win. Halls of Anger. Halls of Anger.
Jeff Bridges.
It's Jeff Bridges. McKenna, look at come back.
Oh, all right.
Wow. Max Davis
done.
wins straight up trivia. McKenna wins Josh Brady here on the FCO.
Everybody's
show.
a winner.
Everybody's a winner,
Everybody's a
including
winner.
Jeff Cannata. There you go. She even gets her own graphic. Unbelievable.
You guys are both awesome. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Max, tell
It
us
was fun.
where we can keep up with you and the stuff that you're putting out on social media, your branding, anything you want to plug.
Yeah, so my Insta is _Max_Davis. It's pretty simple.
Right
You know, there you can follow me in terms of my off season. I have videos of me training, working out, things like that. So yeah, _Max_Davis.
Love it.
Awesome, man. Yeah, thanks for being such a good sport. It's been awesome chatting with you and finding out. We're hoping we see you in season 2 at FCF, man. We loved watching you in season 1. So thanks for being with us.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, y'all.
Max, good luck, bud. We'll see you soon.
McKenna,
how
about you? Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to promote?
your new apartment?
yeah, welcome anytime. My Twitter's at PotterPants212, and then
Potterpants.
yeah,
Love it.
and then I have like 6 different podcasts. They're all linked there. There's a link in the
Wow.
bio, and then it links all of them. Yeah.
That's
A little bit of
amazing.
everything.
Macuga.
Potterpants212. Do you live in New York?
I live in Pennsylvania.
Where in Pennsylvania?
I live outside of Harrisburg, but I'm moving to Philly.
Well, look at you. You couldn't have gone to Pittsburgh. Come on, it's the
I know.
better
I went
city.
everywhere.
Gosh.
Unbelievable.
I got a problem with this.
What do you got?
I only have 5 podcasts.
I'm sorry.
She's got more podcasts than me.
Dude, she's a big deal. Have you seen? Do you do a cross stitch podcast?
I'm going to take it up as soon as we get done with this show. I'm taking up cross stitch.
Yep. I one time cross stitched a rose when I was like 7. It's just like over and then you over and then your little green stem.
How long did that Wild Aces cross stitch take in hours?
In hours? I can give you weeks. It took me about 2.5 weeks.
Wow.
I was also in class. Like I was in like session, so like it would have taken me a short amount of time, but I didn't want to get caught cross stitching during class.
I had no idea that those were that intense. That is a lot of that is a time commitment. That is impressive.
Yeah.
Are you in college right now, McKenna?
Yeah, I'm about to start my 3rd year.
Where?
I'm going to Temple.
Nice.
Hey, cool.
Congratulations. A Temple Owl. Look at you.
Oh,
One of my closest friends went there.
Our buddy Matt Batson said, also looking forward to that buddy cop pilot, Mac and Max.
Oh.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Jeff has been out podcasted.
Jeff has been out
This will
podcasted.
not stand.
So good. McKenna, you're awesome.
You are.
We can't wait to have you back.
Yeah. Thanks for supporting the show and supporting the league and being such an awesome Wild Aces fan. And thanks for being here and being such a good sport too.
Oh, thank you. I had so much fun. I can't wait for season 2.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And you know what they say, Jeff, in the cross stitch world? Keep on stitching.
That's what we all say.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah, it is. That's what they say, Jeff.
Sometimes
That's what
they
they say.
say. I don't know. All right, take care, McKenna.
See you, McKenna.
Thank you.
Josh, I'm embarrassed. I did not get only Jeff turns. Only Jeff turns. I didn't get it.
You get it. You go.
I know. Now I get it. Now I would have liked that one. I feel bad.
I'll tell you what. Jeff is a hard name to pun. I was running out of words. Bereft, clef. You know.
I'm surprised you didn't just go with Cannata and do all the can and cannot.
I thought that was the layup.
Yeah, that's true. It's too easy. Yeah, you're an artist. You know,
thanks, Jeff.
I'm not going to take the easy way out. I just have a quick question. Can we do the show without Dees and Austin every week? Because I feel like the show was chef's kiss.
Stellar.
Perfection. The best part was when I had to reconnect the power to my camera before I went.
I will say we got a close-up look on that plain white tee you're wearing, so well done.
This is literally because I was moving boxes all day, and I was like, oh my God, it's time to do the show. I got to run downstairs. We have our poll up for what this show should be called next week. It's unsupervised adults. That is very good. It's not the air. Smells like money. Oh, that is so good.
That's good.
That is so good from Max
really
Davis's
good.
quote. And Yacht Rock versus K-Tel. So get your votes in right now. Decide what we will be called next week, when I assume Dees and Ray will be back.
It's Yacht Rock, unless it's Yacht Rock Radio here on Sirius X.
Have you heard the Sirius XM channel? It's pretty good,
Jeff,
man.
I'm about to get in the car and listen to it for 5.5 straight hours.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You know that my love of Yacht Rock has taken over because my wife now sings along to the songs. Yeah.
Got to believe we are magic. Nothing can stand in our way. Oh, I love it.
We just got a message from our former co-host Ray Austin, who said, "How'd the show go?" And our good friend Banana Leche said, "Don't bother coming back." So I think we've got a show here, Jeff.
I like you said, "How'd the show go?" It's still going. You could be here. It's still on.
Boom.
Is he not even aware when we record?
And after this, I believe, I don't know if you wanted to jump on a call and talk about our sand curling league. Just a thought.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Ray and Dees co-founded the FCF. Get ready for some competition, because the sand curling league is about to come in here and redefine what sports entertainment is all about.
Boom.
Well, the votes are in by an overwhelming margin, 87%. Unsupervised adults. I love it. Although, man, I really like that smells like money. That was pretty good. That's a pretty good one.
We all know that smell of money. You know, it kind of smells like shoes and, you know, like a little bit of dirt and then ink. Like that inky, dirty shoe smell.
Yeah. So we will be called Unsupervised Adults next week, when we are back here Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/FCF. We hope you'll join us. We hope you'll tell your friends, and we're ramping up. We're going to keep on trucking, having fun, doing trivias and, eking out some cool tidbits of information as season 2 slowly ramps up. But then once the floodgates are open, man, this is the place to find out all that information about how many new teams we're going to have, how to get your votes in, how to help define the future of this, what we believe the future of sports is.
100%, Jeffrey.
Thanks for doing this with me, John. This was a fun one. Just a couple of us, you know?
Just a couple dudes doing stuff. And McKenna and Max were just the best. Great times.
Awesome guests. Awesome guests. But if we could do this on a yacht next time, I'd be even happier.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next time. Until then, power to the fan.